So I got a question from a listener that a lot of people, unfortunately, are going to need to know the answer to. He says he thinks he's the victim of identity fraud. And according to the FTC, there were in fact 1.4 million people who filed reports with the FTC last year alone saying that they'd been victimized. This listener had gotten an email out of the blue from a bank he never heard of telling him he was late on a loan that he had not taken out. So he got a copy of his credit report, and sure enough, the loan was there on the credit report, obviously taken out by someone else. And he wants to know what to do about it. So the first thing that anyone who's been victimized or suspects they've been victimized should do is what he did, which is get a copy of that credit report. What if that's not the only loan that was taken out? You need to know any other suspicious activity. Once you've done that, then put a fraud alert on your credit report so that creditors know that this is not you. You can also think about freezing your credit, which would stop future transactions. Although if you ever need a new credit card or a loan, it will make it harder for you. But that's a trade-off you may be willing to take. But at the very least, put a fraud alert on your credit report. Then go to the Federal Trade Commission's website for identity theft at identitytheft.gov and file a complaint so that they can investigate. Once you've done that, contact the bank or the other financial institution that put out this fraudulent loan. Tell them you want to see all the transaction documents. You have a right to see those documents under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Once you have a copy of those, take them to your local police office so that you can file a report with them. Then, of course, think about changing your passwords for all of your online accounts and adding two-factor authentication so that this doesn't happen again. I'm Amy E. Feldman. Amy Explains the Law.